You're listening to the Core Factors audio library, spoken versions of Core Factors articles and research. This piece is titled Getting the Pace Right, Helping Teams Work Together, even when they move at different speeds. The following narration preserves the original content and context of the written article.
Getting the pace right, helping teams work together even when they move at different speeds. Every team has felt the effects of pacing differences. One person prefers to move quickly into action, while another prefers to pause, analyze, and consider implications. Someone is ready to finalize a decision, while someone else wants more input. One team member feels energized by momentum, while another feels overwhelmed when things move too fast. These pacing differences are not signs of conflict or incompatibility. They reflect natural social patterns in how people interact with work and with one another. When these innate differences go unspoken, tension builds. Fast movers feel slowed down. Thoughtful processors feel rushed forward. Some teammates worry that decisions are too hasty, while others worry they are too slow. Over time, people begin interpreting pacing differences as personal behavior rather than seeing them as predictable, understandable tendencies. Today's workplace intensifies these challenges. As the pace of change accelerates, differences in how people naturally approach speed become more pronounced. Without a shared framework for understanding these differences, teams experience unnecessary friction, avoidable rework, and rising stress. Why pacing differences create so much friction? Pace is a fundamental part of how people work together. It affects how decisions are made, how meetings unfold, how planning happens, and how teams move through uncertainty. When a team is aligned on pace, work flows more smoothly. When it is not, stress and confusion accumulate quickly. Pacing differences often lead to misinterpretations. A quick-moving teammate may believe they are keeping the group energized, while others perceive their urgency as pressure. Someone who pauses to think may intend to be responsible and thorough, but others experience the pause as disengagement or indecision. A person asking for more clarity may believe they are strengthening the work, while someone else interprets the request as unnecessary delay. These misread signals have real consequences. When people feel pressured or left behind, stress increases and collaboration decreases. Trust erodes, communication narrows, and people become more cautious about speaking up. In hybrid and remote environments, the risk is even greater. Without the cues of physical presence, pacing differences are harder to detect and easier to misinterpret. Meetings feel rushed or overly long. Some people dominate the conversation while others withdraw. Fatigue grows when communication does not match the rhythm people need to stay engaged. This is where social dynamics brings clarity. How natural patterns shape the way people move through work. Social dynamics identifies 4 innate patterns of acting and interacting: mover, involver, mapper, and integrator. These patterns influence how individuals pursue results and how they experience pace. Each pattern reflects a different definition of progress. Mover. Momentum is progress. Movers feel energized by quick decision-making and forward movement. They want to act while the moment feels right and often prefer testing and learning over extended analysis. When pace slows, movers may feel stalled or frustrated, worrying that opportunities are being missed. Involver. Engagement is progress. Involvers advance through interaction, dialogue, and shared enthusiasm. Momentum comes from connection. When engagement is high, involvers help generate energy and buy-in. When connection is low, momentum slows for them, and they may disengage or redirect their energy elsewhere. Mapper. Clarity is progress. Mappers rely on structure and direction. Their pace depends on how clear the path forward feels. When clarity is missing, mappers slow down to reestablish alignment. They often ask, "Where are we going?" and "How will we get there?" before moving quickly. Integrator. Thoughtfulness is progress. Integrators prefer a steady, deliberate pace that allows time for reflection and refinement. Rapid shifts can feel destabilizing, especially when there is not enough time to consider downstream impacts on people, processes, or systems. These differences are natural and valuable. They become problematic only when they remain invisible or are judged rather than understood. Why teams struggle with pace without a framework. Teams rarely talk explicitly about pace. They discuss deadlines, deliverables, and goals, but they do not often discuss how fast decisions should be made, how much reflection is needed, or what pace fits different phases of work. This creates unspoken assumptions. A mover may assume everyone feels the same urgency. A mapper may assume the team will slow down until clarity is reached. An involver may expect more discussion than others anticipate. An integrator may believe more time is needed, while others think reflection is already complete. Under pressure, these assumptions collide. As deadlines tighten, people lean harder into their natural patterns. Differences become more visible, tension increases, and alignment suffers, even when everyone wants the same outcome. How social dynamics helps teams align on pace. Social dynamics provides teams with a neutral, practical language for pacing differences. Instead of labeling people as too fast or too slow, it helps teams understand why different paces feel necessary to different people. It normalizes pacing differences, reducing misinterpretation and defensiveness. It helps teams set intentional pacing expectations by aligning speed with the phase of work, whether exploration, planning, decision-making, or execution. It reduces friction during decisions by clarifying whether a decision needs to be quick, structured, participatory, or refined. And it protects psychological safety by allowing people to express pacing needs without making the conversation personal. Practical ways teams can get pace right. Teams do not need extensive training to begin applying social dynamics. Small shifts make a significant difference. Start meetings by naming the desired pace. For example, this part requires quick movement. This section needs thoughtful consideration. We're exploring options, not deciding yet. Check pacing fit throughout a project. Ask, is this pace working for everyone? Do we need to slow down or speed up? Support each pattern's needs. Movers need momentum and clear next steps. Mappers need clarity before commitment. Involvers need engagement and dialogue. Integrators need time to reflect and refine. Use structured decision pathways. Clarify whether a decision is immediate, structured, participatory, or refined before moving forward. Encourage pattern-based self-awareness. Simple statements like, I move quickly, tell me if you need more time, or I process internally, give me a moment. Reduce misinterpretation and build trust. Differences in pace are predictable patterns. Teams do not fall out of sync because they choose the wrong pace. They fall out of sync because pace goes unspoken and differences are misinterpreted. Social dynamics helps teams recognize the natural patterns behind pacing preferences, creating smoother collaboration, fewer misunderstandings, and a healthier rhythm of work. When pace becomes something teams talk about openly rather than navigate silently, alignment strengthens. People feel respected. Work flows more smoothly. Teams move forward together even when individuals naturally move at different speeds.
This concludes the audio version of this Core Factors article. You can explore the full written version and related research at corefactors.com.